Hey, welcome to the channel, the Popthusiast. I am Paul, and in this video, we're going to go over my top 10 best Funko Pops from 2022 and a lot of different honorable mentions. Now, this video is coming later than I was anticipating, as I was waiting for some of these Pops to come in the mail just to get an in-person look at them to make sure that they were going to be on this list. But without further ado, let's jump into the top 10 list of Funko Pops. Now, as I go through this list, let's just say there was a ton of awesome Funko Pops in 2022. Funko did a really nice job in many different ways and put out a lot of quality items. And this list is going to stick to specifically Funko Pops, which include, 6-inch, moments, rides, regular Funko Pops, things like that. It does not include any sodas or any of the other lines, so I just want to mention that. But I'm going to go through some of the honorable mentions as we go through the list, as it's related to that specific item. So if the item's a 6-inch pop on the list, we're going to go over some 6-inch pop honorable mentions as well. So coming in at number 10, we have a Pop Deluxe. And before I announce what the actual number 10 is that I selected, I want to go over a couple honorable mentions. So the first honorable mention is another multi-headed dragon, which all of these have been awesome. The previous year had a Dungeons and Dragons multi-headed dragon, which was on my top 10 list. But this year it's from Yu-Gi-Oh! The 5-headed dragon. I don't have it in person, but here's a picture of it. Really awesome pop. I personally don't collect Yu-Gi-Oh! So I did not pick this up, but really nicely done. Colors are awesome. Really hefty pop. So if I ever see it for a good price, maybe I'll pick it up, but it's one of my honorable mentions. And then a second honorable mention I actually have in hand. This is the Naruto as Ninetales. So this was a shared exclusive with Hot Topic in 2022. Really awesome job on this. Got a cool base and everything. So had to mention this one. It didn't make the list, but honorable mention for sure. So the actual number 10 item, I'm still waiting to come in the mail, but from Bob's Burgers, which who doesn't like Bob's Burgers? It's Bob with the burger cart. So here's a pic of that. Really cool idea. I didn't expect them to make something like this. Can't wait to get it in person. But at number 10, Bob with the burger cart. Now number 9 was probably one of the most popular sought-after pops of 2022. It skyrocketed in value. It ended up having a fake made of it from China, in case you weren't aware. But obviously Stranger Things has been a very popular season 4, part 1 and 2. It was very popular last year. So I had to go with the star of the show, Eddie. So he really just stole the show for me, even with all the existing awesome characters of Stranger Things. Eddie came on the scene and immediately made an impact and was my favorite character of season 4. And so it was awesome to see that they made a Funko Pop of him with his guitar. So really, really neat. This was a Target exclusive that really, I think, took a lot of people by surprise about how popular and sought after it would be. I pre-ordered it as soon as it came out and got one, and it kept selling out, and people were really charging too much for this, over $100. It has since settled a lot lower, but there are fakes of this now, so keep that in mind when you are buying on eBay or different platforms like that. Now, the number 8 pop on my list is a regular Marvel pop. So there was so many cool Marvel pops that came out last year to go along with the Disney Plus series, the movies, all sorts of stuff. But the one that I selected has nothing to do with any of that. It's more of a nostalgic pick for me. But before we get into that, I do want to review 2 honorable mentions. So the first honorable mention is from the Disney Plus She-Hulk series, Wong. So in my opinion, this is the best Wong Funko Pop that we have now. There's a couple Wongs that already exist, but this one by far is the best. And so you can see it's got the kind of the magic teleportation, thingy around him. Really, really cool. And it was nice to see him in the She-Hulk series. I think he's supposed to get a spin-off, which would be really cool, along with that Valley girl. Can't remember her name. Also an honorable mention from the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie is the Dead Strange pop. So this one almost could have been a deluxe pop. Just really, really nicely done. It's cool that he has, I think these are the ghost souls coming out and attached to him as part of his cape. So really, really nicely done Funko Pop for the Dead Strange. But the one that I picked, again, a nostalgic pick, going back to the 90s, one of my favorite cartoons, the animated X-Men series, they came out with Jubilee. So there's nothing particularly exciting about this pop except for the fact that it's Jubilee It looks like Jubilee, especially from the 90s comics and the animated series. It's got the cool base that's attached, which I really like and prefer versus the loose base. They tend to break easy, so you have to be careful with them out of the box, but it definitely makes it easier to display out of the box, and they stay upright. But really cool. Jubilee looks like her. She's got her little firework things going in her hands. I had to pick this pop up, so that's my number 8. Now, number 7 pop is one of those pops that it's not a line that I collect, but every once in a while you'll see a pop that's really cool. Maybe you don't know what it is, but it's like, wow, I want to add that to my collection. I don't know what the heck it is, but it looks awesome. And this definitely fit that bill. I actually did not order it yet, and I may, but at number 7, I selected the fully holified Ichigo, which is an Entertainment Earth exclusive. I do want to plug, I'm an affiliate for Entertainment Earth, and you can get 10% off any in-stock items using my affiliate link, which you can find below. But the fully holified Ichigo, I don't even know what that means. I've not watched Bleach. I'm not a huge anime fan besides Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, but it just looked awesome. And so it really is nicely done. It's very popular, sought after pop. It had to be on this list. Put them at number 7. Now, coming in at number 6 is actually a whole line of pops. So it's a series of pops. So maybe this is cheating, but I really don't care. This was an awesome collaboration that was unexpected, and when the first couple came out, I knew I had to get the whole set. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Power Rangers set, where they came out with the Turtles. Here's Leonardo dressed as the Blue Ranger. We have Raphael as the Red Ranger. We have Donatello as the Black Ranger, and then Michelangelo as the Yellow Ranger. These just came out so cool. They even have their little ninja feet. You know, they have their shell that's colored in the back. They're all holding just kind of, the only one that's holding their typical weapon is Raphael holding the sais. Everybody else has some other types of weapons, which I don't know the significance of that. But just really, really nicely done. Turtles and Power Rangers, 2 of my more favorite sets. And then they also came out with Shredder as the Green Ranger, which that looks super cool as well. So coming in at number 6, the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Power Ranger set. Now, coming in at number 5, this pop is from the Harry Potter line. So I'm typically not a huge Harry Potter fan. I have a lot of the first original Harry Potter pops, but I haven't picked up a lot of the more recent ones. This is actually the first one I picked up in a while. This was from New York Comic-Con, I believe, last year. I just like the idea of this pop and how they did it. Now, this one's still in the box because it arrived broken. And I'll take it out and I'll show you. And that's one of the downsides of trying to do something kind of outside the box. No pun intended. But here is Neville Longbottom kind of being lifted up by the pixies, by his ears. So unfortunately, one of the pixies broke when it arrived. There was no issues with the shipping box or anything like that. I just think some pops are more fragile in certain, there's the pixie that flew out, are more fragile just because of the way that they're made. So here he is out of the box. So he's missing a pixie because it broke off. But it's just really cool how they attach the pixies to his ears, and he's kind of levitating up. So they have, you know, the base that's connected to him, which I really like. And again, it just unfortunately showed up damaged. So I could probably easily glue that on there. But, you know, again, really cool pop, needed to be on this list. Number 5. Now, my number 4 pick is a comic cover. So I do collect some of the comic covers. I think it's a really cool idea. Not all of them are created equal, unfortunately, and I've waited for some of them to go down in price before I picked them up. But the comic cover I selected, I do have an honorable mention, another comic cover. So the honorable mention is the Justice League Brave and the Bold, where they have all the different Justice League fighting Starro, which is a really iconic cover. It's really cool. I just never picked it up personally yet. I was waiting for it to drop in price or maybe go on sale. They had one at my local Walmart. I just passed on it at this point. I don't like the fact that the pops are smaller than a normal pop. Obviously, the comic cover probably would have been more expensive if they were 5 actual size pops. But if you see this in person, you'll notice that the pops are actually even smaller. They're more the size of the Funko game figures, or maybe even not quite sodas, but more the Funko game vinyl figures. So that's an honorable mention. Really cool idea, really nicely done. My actual pick at number 4, the comic cover, is this Todd McFarlane Batman. So really, really iconic Batman cover with the cape everywhere. That's, you know, classic Todd McFarlane. This was a must-have when it came out. It was an Entertainment Earth exclusive. The first one arrived with the Batman like sideways, and Entertainment Earth took care of it and sent me a new one, which was great. So this is the Batman McFarlane comic cover, coming in at number 4. Now, coming in at number 3, we're actually going to look at some Funko Pop rides, which the Funko Pop ride line is increasingly one of my favorite lines out of any Funko Pop line. I just love the Funko Pop rides, even the characters that I don't really collect other lines of. I just love the way they look. So I have 2 honorable mentions before I actually reveal the 3rd pick here. The first honorable mention, this was amazing when it came out, was announced. This is the Penguin from the Batman Returns movie on the Duck ride, and he's got his little, I don't know if you can see that, his little penguins in the back that are holding some ammunition. So this is just a perfectly done pop ride. You know, it was a must-have for the Batman collection, but it gets even better than this, which is why this is an honorable mention. So the second honorable mention here is from the most recent Thor Love and Thunder movie. It's Thor and the Goat Boat. Now this is awesome. Like, this is amazing the way they put this together. The base is the Rainbow Bridge. We got the 2 goats here, which their heads don't bobble, surprisingly, but Thor's does. And then he's got the Asgard Tours boat here. He's hanging over the side. Like, this is a massive pop, and I actually got it on sale on Amazon. I think it was like 12 or 15 bucks. So that's a great price point for a pop ride, especially an awesome one like this. So Thor Goat Boat, definitely honorable mention. But the pop ride I actually selected might be surprising and probably isn't on a lot of people's list, if at all. But this was another nostalgic pick for me. I've been saying for a long time I was really hoping that Funko would start doing rides of the line from G.I. Joe, and they finally started to do it. The first one here is Cobra Commander in the Cobra Fang. I remember having this actual G.I. Joe back in the day when I was growing up. One of the kickers for me are the missiles, like the actual toy missiles from the 80s and 90s. So here is Cobra Commander. The only downside here is the propeller does not move, so it would be cool if that moved, but that's fine. But Cobra Commander in the Cobra Fang, just pure awesomeness. There's so many G.I. Joe vehicles that they could be making, and I would buy them all. Full stop. So my number 2 pick is actually a 2-pack. So I don't have any honorable mentions in this category, but this 2-pack was fantastic. When it came out, it's really nicely done. In my opinion, it's the best version of Superman, the actual actor Superman. And it's the Christopher Reeves version. And here he is, Christopher Reeves Superman and Lois Lane kind of flying together. Their hands have to touch in order for them to fly, of course. But this was just an awesome 2-pack. It was a Zavvi exclusive, which unfortunately both Zavvi and Pop in a Box are no longer selling Funko Pops. So that was confirmed. You probably heard that already. I was actually an affiliate, or still am an affiliate with Pop in a Box. I don't really buy any of their other types of stuff, so maybe that won't continue to be the case. But unfortunate, but this was at least a really great collaboration, an exclusive that came from Zavvi. So again, my opinion, the best Superman still is Christopher Reeves from the 80s. And so here is the 2-pack of them flying, coming in at number 2. Now, so many awesome pops we've already gone over today. Most of them I have in hand, some of them I don't. There's only a couple left. And so at number 1, it's the pop moment category. And I do have one honorable mention. Hopefully at this point some of the pops that you enjoyed from last year are on the list. If there's a pop that I didn't select that you think should have been on the list, please let me know below. The honorable mention one, and this would not have made the list until after I took it out of the box, but it's the New York Comic Con exclusive Smee with The Rock. I can't remember the actual name, I apologize. But the reason why I picked this one is at face value, it's okay. But I didn't realize it was 2 separate pieces. So it's actually Smee and his rowboat, and then here's the Rock island. And so just really awesome. And when you set this out together, you can do whatever you want with it, put them on top, whatever you want. It just really looks awesome. It's pretty hefty, and I actually got it for 50% off from Box Lunch. It was a shared exclusive from Box Lunch, so that was a great deal. So Smee with the Rock Island, awesome pop, honorable mention for the number 1 moment. But the number 1 pop of 2022 for me is the E.T. on the bike moment. So this actually is not the moment. I actually haven't bought the moment yet. Here's a picture of the moment, so you can see it's the added scene of the moon and the forest as the base, and all of that is what makes it for me the #1 pop of 2022. Just so nicely done. I believe the moon even glows, but I did at least at this point just pick up the non-scene version, so I did want to show that one since I have that one now in hand. So just one of the most iconic movie scenes ever, and it was really captured well. There's a little ET in the hood in the basket of the bike, really nicely done. Probably eventually going to pick up the actual scene to be able to display that, but overall the best pop of 2022. So let me know what you thought about that top 10 list, if there's any other pops you think deserve to be on that list that were not selected, or any honorable mentions that you would add. Make sure to let me know below. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel to get more Funko Pop and pop culture related content. A lot more cool stuff coming down the pipe. Again, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.